So what breaks down ego? This is very important. This means now we will study what causes schizophrenia. If we believe that breaking of ego is schizophrenia, very simple way of knowing the cause, how a person breaks down, is to know the techniques used by the police. This is exactly what they do. First, let's say he's a very weak person. I'm sitting at home reading my newspaper and somebody says, the police has called you, and I'll get frightened. Oh, what happened? So the very thought of police having called you breaks you down. This is a weak person who breaks down at the very thought of visiting the police station. It means his ego was as it is weak. And who are the people whose egos are as it is weak? People whose egos are not developed. So that means people who are evolutionarily above the natrum line. So lithium line, you are still in the lithium line. You have not yet come to the natrum line. You have not yet developed your ego. So as it is weak. So hydrogen and lithium line are predisposed to psychiatric problems because they already have a weak ego. Similarly, the name of the families which I told you in the plant kingdom have weak ego because they are not yet incarnated. So who breaks down? Who is already weak. And this is one of the most important group of patients coming in with psychiatric problem. It's like lithium line, and the first subclass of the dicotyledons is the bread and butter of psychiatrists. Some need to be broken down by various degrees of torture. This word torture is leprous miasm. You break down because you are tortured. You do all these, whatever degrees, first, second, third degrees, I don't know. So, but that when you torture somebody, you break him down. So who tortures the human being? Your inner leprosyphilitic miasm. So if you have a leprous miasm, you break down. As it is, we say it's a destructive miasm. Syphilitic miasm is destructive miasm. Leprosy miasm is a destructive miasm. So, it is like somebody inside you all the time torturing you. So either you break down because you are weak, but you are strong, but you break down because your miasm constantly tortures you. Another reason for breakdown is isolation. And most of the schizophrenic, as it is, are asocial by nature. And because of that, they start talking to themselves. Why does isolation break down a person? Isolation breaks down a person because we are defined as social human beings. When you are alone, you don't need, if I am with you, I need to be Mahesh Gandhi. And this Mahesh Gandhi is validated every time I go out and somebody says, hello, hello Mahesh, how are you? So my ego gets validated. But if I am alone, there is nobody to validate my ego, so my ego breaks down. So if you want to break down somebody, what does the police do? Isolate this bloody guy. And he breaks down. Third is sleep disturbance. You don't let him sleep. And then strong emotions. Very strong emotions can break it. Let's say there's a bomb blast. We will all panic. And what is panic? Panic is nothing but a micro-psychotic episode. For some minute, you lose your rationality. You start screaming, shouting, running, jumping. So panic is not schizophrenia, but a glimpse of. For a few minutes, you become psychotic, but you become back normal because just your ego was overwhelmed just for a few seconds or a few minutes. And you get the taste of your inside. So strong emotions, we say love is blind. Why is love blind? Because you cannot think. And when you don't think, you break down into insanity. And sub just don't break down.